So, hello and welcome back to my kitchen yet again. It's very, very dim because winter, in case you couldn't tell. Not quite as much snow as the last time that I think I showed snow, but it's still there. And today I'm going to be cooking something I've never tried before. I feel like I say that a whole lot. But this one is a complete departure for me. I am going to try to make a pecan pie. But I am using the recipe from Max Miller, who runs the channel Tasting History, which if you've never watched his channel, go watch it. Everything he does is fantastic. He does all sorts of historical recipes. Now, granted, some of them are recipes I don't think I would ever want to eat, but they're still really good. I mean, they're very well done and very entertaining to watch. So I am going to be doing his pecan pie, which is a pie from 1912. Therefore, there's no Caro syrup, although there is quite a bit of sugar because it's a pie. So let me get everything started, and yeah, we'll go from there. Yet again, I chickened out on the making my own pie crust thing. This is a store-bought crust. In fact, it was a frozen pre-made crust that I thawed out this morning and then stuck it in the oven at 400 degrees and just kind of baked it off, because that's what Max did with his pie crust, was kind of do what he called a blind bake. So I did that too, because if nothing else, I'll follow instructions as good as I can. Also, the amounts that he used were enough for a small pie, and he said if you were using a full-size pie dish to double his recipe, so that is what I did. For this, we're going to need 2 cups of milk, 6 eggs, 2 cups of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of flour with a pinch of salt mixed in, and about a cup, I think that's actually a tiny bit more than a cup, but about a cup of chopped pecans. And kind of what you're making with this is a custard, and that is the part where I'm a little bit nervous because I don't think I've ever made a custard before. But we're going to mix all this together, get it whisked in really nicely, and then we are going to add it to the pan and cook it very slowly so that it thickens, but I don't end up with scrambled eggs. So into the bowl first is my 2 cups of milk and 2 cups of sugar, and I'm just going to splash the milk everywhere. Hopefully this recipe works out okay. I didn't actually have milk because I don't usually keep it on hand, but I did have dried milk. So that is what we are going to use for our milk. And supposedly it's supposed to work. I just, especially in the winter, I don't keep milk on hand, and don't ask me why I didn't realize that this recipe called for milk. I watched it like 5 times before I went to the store, but I still managed to not remember that the recipe called for milk. Alright, let me get these eggs cracked and in here. Alright, I actually added the eggs, and right now I'm not sure that this looks all that appetizing, but then again, you know, it looks like some sort of a filling. So now we are going to add the flour and salt and the chopped pecans, and then we are going to put this into a medium saucepan over low heat and just cook it until it thickens. So I really hope this works out. I've never made a custard, which is essentially what this is. According to Max, what we're doing is using the eggs as our thickener for the pie filling. So we will see how that all works out. But in the meantime, let me get this transferred over and put over the heat. Alright, well this is an interesting looking brew, but yeah. Evidently all I have to do is just keep stirring this gently for 6 to 8 minutes, or until it begins to thicken up. In the meantime, oven on 350 and pie crust over there waiting to be filled. So wish me luck, because if this turns into scrambled eggs, I am going to be so sad. So I'm not gonna lie, I am not sure exactly how thick this is supposed to get. It's definitely thicker than when I started, and I am kind of afraid of turning it into whatchamacallit, scrambled eggs. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put this in the pie shell, and then we are going to top it with a lot of really, really cute half pecans, and hopefully in the oven for the next 30 to 35 minutes it will set nicely. Alright, so just as an FYI, I discovered when I went to fill this pie crust that honestly the amount that Max called for in his original recipe was plenty for one pie. Thankfully I had a second pie crust because I had way more filling than was healthy for this pie. So I did a second pie. So hopefully it comes out good, and hopefully I can find a neighbor that wants a pie, or it'll freeze well. Not sure. Anyway, I'm going to pop these in the oven for 30 to 35 minutes, or as Max from Tasting History said, until the middle is just wobbly but the edges are set. Well, the oven beeped, and I think they look done. They definitely are not wiggly in the middle. They're kind of pretty. So yeah, I'm going to pull these out and let them cool. Now, Max from Tasting History, I keep saying that like you wouldn't guess who he was. But Max made a meringue to go on them, and I don't think I am going to do that. Mostly because I feel like I was pushing my luck just trying to do a custard, and I don't want to completely push my luck by also doing a meringue. But hopefully they taste good. They smell really good. Like, the whole time they were baking, I was just like, wow, these smell amazing. And honestly, I think they're kind of pretty. So hopefully they taste good. And hopefully I can give at least one of them away. Anyway, that's going to be about it. I'm going to throw some footage of birds, possibly cats, who knows, in the middle, so during my baking portion, you know, well, I was bored with the pie in the oven, maybe I can entertain some of you with cute birds.